Frosty, Heidi, and Frank Show. Cal Jam 18 is coming up. It's going to be Friday, October 5th, and Saturday, October 6th at the Glen Helen Amphitheater. On Friday, you're going to see Billy Idol and Bridget Everett. Then on Saturday, October 6th, you got the Foo Fighters, Iggy Pop, Tenacious D, Garbage, Silver Sun Pickups, and Greta Van Fleet. If you want tickets, you can go to caljamfest.com and get those. I think pit passes are sold out, but Saturday general admission still available, Friday general admission. So be sure and get your tickets at caljamfest.com. Special guests coming in to talk about it today. We have Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters. Get them in here. Been a long time coming, fellas. Hey, come on in here.
He's here.
Oh,
it's royalty.
It's about damn time.
Oh my God.
Good to see you.
What's up?
How you doing?
It's Royal. Hi. It's Royal D.
Royal D.
Royal D.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in.
Great to see you. Thanks for having us.
Word dog.
You know, I listen to this show every morning. This is my show.
This is your show.
Every morning.
Are you intimidated?
This is the one. I gotta be honest. It's just weird seeing your face.
I'm kind of nervous too because I love you guys, and I've been big fans for a long time. And if it stinks in here, I apologize.
What does that smell?
My right armpit's been working overtime for some reason. I knew
you get more stank in one side than the other.
Do you?
Yeah, right side.
The right side.
Right side always gets it.
More sweat, more antiperspirant.
You know what? I have this thing that's going on now that's freaking me out, and I don't know what it is, but it's the last trip, like the last tour. That halfway through the show, I smell like cat piss. Yeah. I swear to God. Do you get it too?
Yeah.
But at that last show in San Diego, I walked off stage and I asked people to come smell me. I'm like, dude, do I smell like cat? I smell like cat piss right now. And nobody said, yeah, you smell like cat piss.
Because you got a bunch of butt lickers.
That's what it is.
Yes,
It's the yes people.
No, Dave, you smell great,
I smell
actually.
great.
Sorry, I love what you smell like.
It's like cat piss. Yeah.
Is it
Tell me the
fresh cat
truth.
or is it
Do I smell
stale?
like cat piss?
I don't know what it is. I dump water on me all the time, and then it's like maybe the Jaeger's coming out through the pores. Or
Were
something.
you ever able to smell the audience? Like after they're jumping up and down?
There's sometimes that you get, like if you play one of those hockey arenas where like they put something over the ice and then you get like 10,000 people bouncing around, it creates this little cloud, like this own weird little like a weather system, and then that'll hit you. And I can tell which states weed is legal in because you get close to the audience and all of a sudden it's purple haze and you're out of your mind.
Yeah, San Diego. There's a little Rastafarianism going on.
You guys recently played
drums at our base.
Cabu Del Mar. How was that?
That was fun. It was such a crazy festival because it was so spread out. And the lineup was so bananas. It was like Gucci Mane and the Foo Fighters and Katy Perry and Alice in Chains. It was just like, what is going on?
Backstage like
English
a wax museum.
Beat.
Totally.
Backstage
was
my bros from the gate, I went and saw English Beat earlier, bro. Because that's what we used to listen to. I heard they were great too.
We got Cal Jam coming up.
Val Jam.
You excited about that?
Very excited about Cal Jam. We did that once before last year, and it's a big rock festival, and everybody's got guitars and songs, and all the bands are shredding, and then there's tons of food, and then there's a comedy tent, and we basically put this thing together like if the Foo Fighters were to have a bar mitzvah.
This would be the band.
This would be it.
A Foo Mitzvah.
That's right.
Because growing up in the 80s like we did, Billy Idol, I was a huge Billy Idol fan growing up. So he's playing, Friday night?
He's still ripping. I don't know.
God.
When was the last time you saw him play?
It's been a long time, but he was in here on Jonesy's show. He was in the hallway, and I was like,
it's insane.
That's Billy Idol.
Yeah, it's Billy Idol.
He can still hit the notes, the high notes.
You know what's crazy? We played with him recently in Florida and Orlando or something like that, or Tampa, whatever it was, at some big rock festival. And there was a person doing sign language on the side of the stage. Did you see this, T? Because we were on the side of the stage watching.
Is that required now? You got to have somebody over there doing that?
I think like sometimes every once in a while a show will have them. Like
everyone's watching.
Like I went to AC/DC and sat in the same section as as the sign language people, and there's a dugout of them. So each one gets like 3 songs.
What's the sign for a whole lot of Rosie?
Well, here's the thing: when Billy Idol was playing, he was doing some. I don't remember what song it was. It was like one of his sexy jams,
Right.
And I'm watching him, and it's like it's all about like slippery and
like,
touching and legs and tongues and stuff. And I looked down at the dude, the sign language guy. He was so into it. He's just like, like with his face, he was making sexy stuff with his face.
He was like a 70-year-old guy,
So
dude.
when
Sounds
we-
totally gross.
I was like, I was turned on. I was like, this is great.
Does he sign the guitar solo? He's like air guitar when the solo's
They just
going
go,
on.
When whenever we play, and we have the interpreters,
Yeah.
you throw so many f-bombs out there. Do they get each one
It's
of
like
those?
bam, 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 bam.
Bam, bam, bam,
Actually,
bam,
there
bam,
was
bam,
one
bam,
at Kaboo. And I thought, like, oh, I'm going to go, like, jam with her. Did you see? I ran out over to the side stage, like, shredding some lead. And I looked down at her, like, come on, let's do this. And she kind of looked at me, just like, dude, I've been out here all day. I just got finished with Halsey.
You just want to put some mittens on and relax.
Exactly. Just put her to rest. Calgon,
My hands are sore.
take her away.
Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins hanging out with us. Frosty said he watched your entire documentary.
Oh, my God.
The
Play.
23-minute.
Dave, I knew you were pretty good. But I didn't know. I mean, I don't know how to say this. I didn't know you were a genius, so I saw that. This 23-minute nonstop. Dave playing all the instruments, which is incredible, nonstop live, and it was an incredible tutorial on how to do a multi-track symphony. Essentially, you wouldn't call it a solo record; you would call it a.
No, it was really just out of boredom.
Wow.
Where like when I've recorded stuff by myself before, where I like do the drums first, then I'll put the bass on it, do a guitar and stuff, and I'll record stuff like that and listen to it and think like, okay, is this good? Is this a real song or is this not? And with that, I just thought, oh wow, what a trip it would be to do something that's like 23 minutes long where I have to memorize it. I don't read music, so I had to memorize everything.
The whole thing is going on in your head the whole time. It wasn't stop and
Yeah,
continue.
no, I had to go when I started the drums. I had to play all the way to the 23rd minute without blowing it, and I didn't have any reference. I didn't have any like click track or any sort of. I just had to. It was in my head, so I had to memorize the whole thing, and then I had to do the same thing with the guitar, and then I had to do the same thing with the bass, and it was really just like okay, just to see if I could pull it off. But then we filmed it too to make it look like there were 7 of me in a room together, and yeah,
I'm going to get away from my family too every now and then, but that's a little ridiculous.
You know, I had to just sometimes I just gotta do my thing.
Gotta create.
I gotta create, man. I gotta create.
I'm working, kids.
That's right. This is important.
I could tell from Play the intensity you have when you're doing all those different tracks. Are you ever completely satisfied with recording, or do you hear
Yes.
stuff and cringe? Oh, we should have done
No,
this.
there's sometimes. Well, I mean, there's certain things here and there that I think like, well, that could have been better. But then there's other times where we'll do something and I'll be like, oh, that's exactly what I hoped. Like our song "The Sky's a Neighborhood," that turned out just like I hoped it would turn out. Or our song "Run," like that turned out just like I hoped it would turn out. And usually you don't really let it go. You don't let the cat out of the bag until it's ready to go. So,
Do you ever have a lyric that you can never think of a better one, so you just have to leave it?
always.
Like that word sucks, but I just can't. Like I just can't think of something. Like you've rhymed every single thing you possibly can with it.
Yeah.
Like, so that's it.
I remember our bass player once when we were making a record say, dude, every song doesn't have to be Imagine. You know that, right? I was like, cool. So I started
we could have
writing
one, that would
the
be good.
stupidest crap ever.
It says that you started a band when you were 10 years old. Do you have
Yeah.
any of that recorded, and have you ever released that to the public, or is that just personal stuff?
No.
Early stuff?
Well, I used to record stuff by myself where I had 2 tape like cassette decks, and I would record a guitar part on this one cassette, and then I'd take that cassette and put it into the other cassette deck, hit play on that while I got another cassette, hit record on this, and I would play drums along to it. So now on this cassette I have drums and guitar, and then I put that in the thing and hit record, and then I'd sing. And I had songs. I wrote this song about my dog. It was called "Bitch." And, you're always scratching at the door or whatever, like just stupid
That's
stuff
it,
like
on the
that.
floor. That was a good rhyme,
right?
yeah.
See,
Yeah.
not every song has to be Imagine.
It doesn't have to
So,
be.
yeah. I mean, when you're a kid, and it usually happens in that age, in between like 10 and 13, where you really get into it, And if it gets it hooks into you, then you're like a lifer.
Yeah, you hit your passion early because you said that you dropped out of high school to pursue music. Did you ever go back and finish or get your GED?
No, I
never
haven't.
did.
Someday, and I
That's a better
still
story,
have.
dude.
Thank you
Better
very
story.
much. Yeah, kids, drop out. What the heck? Look at
You'll
me.
never have to speak at a graduation.
Right. No, but I still have nightmare dreams where I'm now, me, almost 50, in high school, still blowing it. Still not going to class. And, it's a hopeless situation.
Speaking of dreams, as a songwriter, do you ever dream a song?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's perfect in your head. Then you wake up and it's completely gone, or do you still remember?
No, that happens all the time. It happened not too long ago, like maybe, it's that thing. It's like that Mitch Hedberg joke where like you have you have the funniest joke you've ever thought of in your life, but that pen and paper is too far away, and you convince yourself that it wasn't really that funny in the first place. So it's that thing where you're lying in bed like, oh damn, this is good, man, this is gonna be huge, and you're like, where's my phone? Oh, it's in the forget it. And then you or have dreams about songs and wake up and they're not good.
And they're not good at all.
Yeah.
No.
Taylor, prior to joining the band in '97, it says that you were touring with Alanis Morissette during the
correct.
Jagged Little
Alanis.
Pill era. Oh, I'm
Alanis.
sorry. Will she get pissed?
Alanis.
Canadian.
Will she get
Alanis.
pissed if you say Alanis?
I'm sorry.
Will she get upset if you say Alanis Morissette? She's like, it's Alanis.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
She'll call you in the middle of
It's
dinner.
like a Ford sedan. The new Alanis.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Because that album was absolutely huge. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
And
It was absolutely. It was like a big whirlwind.
You said once that you'd be delivering pizzas if it wasn't for her, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's never too late.
that's not too late. Yeah, I mean, I played with a couple people prior to that. A lady named Sass Jordan, actually, and I was just kind of picking up gigs wherever I could, just as a drummer for hire, just so I didn't have to, do lawns and stuff,
Right.
and, sell weed and stuff. So like, I got that gig through playing with Sass Jordan. I think I was making $350 a week with her, and then it's
a lot of weed.
$500 a week with Alanis, and when she first started. But I got handed the manager, who he said, check this out. Here's 3 songs, and then one of them was "You Ought to Know." And I remember like putting the cassette in my girlfriend's car, and my girlfriend was like, "That's gonna be huge." And I'm like, no, yeah, it was weird. Like you could kind of hear it.
Yeah.
And so I joined the band, or she put the band together, and I was lucky enough to get the gig as the drummer. And she went away for a couple weeks, and we just put the set together. She went to like radio stations to, charm.
Oh, I know. What a pain,
Charm,
what a pain in the
charm,
ass.
people like you.
Kissing
to,
ass and taking
Yeah,
names.
The
kissing
horrible
ass and
part of
names.
music.
And then came back, and we just started playing, and then that first single came out, and within like a week, it was like literally a week. It was like from what's her
I
name?
connected to it.
Atlantis.
Yeah, I never had
Atlantis?
so much fun taking girls to the movie theater
Yeah.
than I did during Jagged Little Pill's time. I mean, seriously, every girl had to go down on you in a theater.
Right.
They did. I mean,
But then call you at Thanksgiving with
yeah,
your new
yeah,
girlfriend.
I
and
like
be
crazy chicks, though,
just-
man.
you oughta
Seriously.
know
Crazy
that I-
chicks?
yeah.
Are you into normal chicks? You into crazy chicks?
Well, back in the day, I liked them as crazy as can be.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a kind of a run of girlfriends that were not like super insane, but or maybe I'm crazy or they drove me crazy, but just that kind of thing where it's
Stripper
like,
crazy or
we got to break up before I'm on medication. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Do you
I mean,
hear
it's always kind of fun.
Do you hear from any of those old ones where you're the guy who got away and they still sort of stalk you or haunt you or get in touch?
No, I have
None?
security
No.
and big gates and
Good firewall between you.
yeah,
And, okay,
totally.
probably a good
I
idea.
have a team of assassins that. No, I think they probably just don't like me anymore.
I got to ask you, are you always a big tipper, or you just happen to see the opportunity to write 666 on a tip the other day?
Dude, come on. When you get a bill that says 333, it's like, I'm going to go the extra mile. But the sad thing, I think it was $303.30, but I was too hammered to figure out the $332.70 to get it out to. I couldn't do the real math, which would have been strong. But I was like,
where was
seeing
this?
double at that point. The Rainbow.
it was that night after.
Yeah, you were having pizza.
Yeah.
I was drinking $333 worth of Jägermeister.
Oh, my God.
Is that the drink of choice, Jaeger?
You know, it's herbal, I think. Medicinal, perhaps.
Have you ever had Malort?
Wasn't it
Dude,
Metallica?
I wasn't going to bring it up, but I have it, and I want to know, do you have any?
Yeah, I got a bottle of it around here someplace.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to try it?
I'll hit it.
All right, let me
Dave, I
find it.
advise
I mean,
against it.
I'm in like rock and roll fantasy camp right now.
This is really bad stuff, though,
Is it?
guys. It's
I mean,
really
I hear
bad.
you guys like gag.
Oh, it's a fresh bottle too.
Is
so,
it?
Yeah,
It's
it's
the worst tasting booze. They make it
Do
in
you know about this
Chicago.
tea?
No.
They have like a challenge or something like that.
Yeah, it's the worst tasting booze in the planet. They make
Is
it
it
in
really?
Chicago. You got to get it from Chicago. They don't sell anywhere else.
Why is it? Why does it exist?
I guess back during the Prohibition, this passed as as medicine, and whoever was judging stuff between recreational liquor and medicine, they said, "This is definitely medicine. No one's drinking this stuff for fun."
Is it like absinthe or something?
Oh no!
It's,
like if like when rain collects in a tire.
Yeah.
Oh God!
And if it was there like for
I've been
a
wondering about this
decade,
for
And
years.
someone spilled kerosene in it.
and someone spilled kerosene in it, and then you drank that. That's what this is like.
Yeah.
Come on, just throw
One
it.
must chug.
No, you got to throw it down. 'cause
Oh,
it
no,
flowers.
no
I'll do
shipping
one with
allowed.
you,
Got
Dave.
it. Ready?
Here we go.
Sure,
Here we
yeah.
go. Can we give it a second?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it
when it hits the
flowers.
belly, it's. Yeah.
What is that? What's it made out of? What is it? How do you spell it?
It's Jepson's Malort.
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 God damn.
The worst liquor
Oof.
in the world. Yeah,
What is
Heidi,
that?
Heidi will dry heave on that stuff.
They should call it "Don't Drink This."
When you
Yeah.
want to unfriend somebody.
Yeah,
Do you
or
buy
clean
that
your
at like a
floor
liquor
or
store or
something.
some dude down the street? Like,
No,
Do
we
you
actually had to
order
order
it?
this from Chicago. You cannot find this in Southern California.
You know what
They
you
will
got to
not bring
get?
it in.
You have to get. There's this Icelandic schnapps called Brennivin.
Oh my God, I have it.
Do
you really? No, I don't. But wouldn't that have been awesome?
Yeah.
You mentioned that.
Brennivin is amazing.
I think this is absinthe.
Yeah.
you
I don't
trip-
really do
you
the
trip
absinthe
on
thing.
absinthe.
I feel like absinthe is
psychedelic.
like that's like the
don't know.
Coachella thing or something.
So Icelandic.
make sense?
Did we get this here? We have to go to Iceland to get it.
But Brennivin. No, you can
Brennivin.
finally get it in America. I used to order it the first time we went to Iceland. We went out to have this dinner, and they were like, it was like a yurt on the beach. And they're like, dinner's not ready. Please go to the dunes and have a drink. And we walked down there. There's this Princess Leia looking chick with a table in front of her with buckets of like ice and shot glasses and this stuff. Brennivin is in this green bottle. We're like, what's that? She's like, it's our national drink. And you hit the first one, and it's like kind of tastes like water out of a garden hose kind of thing. And you're just like, God! It's made with caraway seeds, so it kind of has that like licorice sort of taste to it a tiny bit. But it turns you into like a Viking. It makes you insane. Like it makes you like strong.
After
like,
the first little shot or after the second?
well, you can't just do one
Yeah,
because then you're like, it can't be that bad. And then you had a bottle, and then it's like picking up tables. And,
Remember when that dude from like Jimmy Eat World was making his own whiskey, and you would like
yeah.
you had a road case of it?
Okay, so the bass player of Jimmy Eat World, Nate is his name? No, that's our bass player.
That would be funny.
Right. Rick, that's his name. I think he had a car that he was trying to make biodiesel fuel. And then he was eventually like, screw this, and used the same equipment to make booze. So he starts in his garage. So he starts distilling his own stuff. So while we were making that record, Wasting Light, Butch Vig was producing, who also produced Jimmy Eat World. So he sends out a bottle of his own stuff. And we're like, yay. We open it, and it's like, it was disgusting. It was like Southern Comfort, just like on crack. It was just so
Was it thick?
thick and sweet,
Like
and
Southern Comfort
strong.
popcorn oil?
Christopher Sellers drank the whole thing. And so anyway, so then we played with him at a festival not long after that, and he's like, "Hey, I brought you another bottle of this stuff," and I was like, "Oh, good." And so I opened it up and I took a sip, and it was amazing. I was like, whoa. So then I let Pat have some. I'm like, what do you think? He's like, that's really good. So I just to make sure that so we drank the entire bottle, it's like Czechoslovakia, had the best show ever. And then I went to him like, dude, I need a case of this stuff. So we actually built a rolling road case full of this dude's bootleg hooch that he made in his garage with the fucking biodiesel machine. And
Is that part of the pre-show thing now? It's like you got to get into the
well, we kind of
homemade
ran
hooch
out.
drawer?
But then I started like, Jorma started puking blood. Like it got weird.
Yeah.
Like it kind of got it. Like someone went blind. It was totally unsanctioned and not, Yeah.
I'd heard that you, a few minutes before you go on, maybe you have a ritual like 10, 15 minutes before the show goes on. What are you doing in that period? Is it Jaeger? What are you getting ready to go on stage and liquor it up
1
with?
hour before the show. Really? Should I tell people how to do it?
Well, not
Okay,
how
sure.
to do it, how you do it.
An hour and a half. Yeah, kids, stay in school. Don't do drugs. An hour and a half before the gig, I take 3 Advil.
Okay.
An hour before the gig, I have a Coors Light.
Okay.
About 50 minutes before the gig, I hit my first Yeg.
Okay. Not bad.
I finish the Coors Light. I get another Coors Light going. Now there's a bunch of people around. So I'm throwing shots at everybody, and I'm taking shots with everyone in the room. The next Coors Light's down. I got a cold one. Now it's about 20 minutes before going on. I've maybe had 3 or 4 shots of Yeg and 3 Coors Lights. Then they sort of clear the room, and we get the 15 minutes to ourselves. Is this bad? I've done this every night for the last year and a half. That's why I'm not scared of the Malort. Like I've had worse.
Like, oh, come on.
So,
The 15
so then
minutes.
15 minutes before, like, we need our privacy, which is such bullshit. We totally don't. So then it's all of us, and I feel guilty because I'm the only one that's been doing all the shots of Yeg. So I start feeding Yeg to the rest of the band, who are all drinking like white wine and champagne or whatever. So I'm pounding them with Yeg. But I have to take them with them because I
Right,
can't be
right,
that guy that
Be
just.
rude.
So now I'm like 5 or 6 shots in. And it's like, okay, it's time to walk to the stage. So I crack another beer, just have a cold one as I walk up. And I pick up the bottle and drink the last inch of the Yeg.
Every time.
Every time.
Works out the
And then we
same
play
way.
for 3 hours, in which I'm also drinking Jaeger on stage.
You think it's a 3 Advil that gave that extra stamina?
Yeah,
Without
that's
that
the key.
Advil,
You know, let me
couldn't
tell
do
you,
anything.
if I don't take that Advil,
He didn't.
I didn't the other night in San Jose. If I don't take the Advil, I get like this swelling aneurysm headache from screaming my balls off for 3 hours. Like it hurts.
Full of liquor.
With the booze too. But don't blame it on the booze. There's nothing wrong with that.
no.
When you lost your voice recently, what was that due to? Just
It's because I got a cold.
Just a cold, no big deal.
Yeah, so I got a cold and thought like, oh, I'm in great. This will be perfect. And we played this outdoor stadium in Seattle, and just totally blew it out. The next day I woke up. We had 2 days off. I woke up and I went to speak normally, and it sounded like this. It's like, oh my God, what happened to my voice? And so I thought, okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. And I'm like, and so I went to this vocal guy, and he's like, he looked for like nodes and nodules and stuff, and it's fine. I don't have those. I just had laryngitis. So I took steroids, which are rad, by the way.
Yeah, your muscles look awesome right now.
Didn't have anything to do with that.
Oh, I know.
No. but they kind of, like they make you spaz.
Can
So
you
does the
drink on
Malort
them?
kind of. Have you noticed the
I know,
difference in the
I know.
last 5 minutes?
You feel it in your neck.
just
don't
wait.
you?
Like
my armpit.
the inside of my elbows are sweating right here. What's that?
It's
They're not
really
even
going
touching.
now.
I
Taylor,
smell like cat piss too. That's so weird. What is that?
Taylor, I understand you're a huge Queen fan. And
No.
we got the movie coming out
Yes.
that's about the band. Now, who plays Freddie Mercury in the movie?
Rami
Yeah.
Malek or something like that.
And the trailer looks fantastic. I mean,
Looks cool,
how
yeah.
it changes himself into Eddie Mercury. So when the Foovie
Freddie
comes
Mercury.
out,
Yeah.
Foovie, who's going to play you guys?
I like Eddie Mercury. Like as if Eddie Murphy played Freddie Mercury.
He said Adam Mercury.
Adam Mercury.
Is it the Malort?
Dude, what's going on?
I don't know, man.
Everything got brighter
I need
and
Advil.
weirder and cooler. I'm going for Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall.
Like, look at Shelley Duvall from The Shining. She's like, get away from me! Get away from me! Like, that's me. That's totally me. Get away from me!
And Taylor, you going to play yourself because you're an actor.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah, won't they be dead or?
a little bit old to
that's a
play
nice
you guys
thing to
at
say.
younger age.
I don't mean
Yeah.
that.
Well, I
But
guess we can't do the movie now.
Because also playing the Cal Jam 18, you got Iggy Pop, and you played Iggy Pop in a movie.
yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, that's my acting debut and ending.
Has he seen it?
I don't know.
I guess you'll find out.
Yeah, I hope not. It was not great.
It wasn't great.
No
Come on,
Rothers came in
Taylor.
after
It was
that?
all sort of, yeah. I don't really like acting. I'm not good at it. Dave's actually better at it. Like we've made videos, and it'll be like time for us to like do something like actory, and I will be like, and I'll laugh or something. We'll have to do it again, and I'll watch Dave, and he'll like be nailing it. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but you know,
too.
Nate, our bass player,
Mendel's,
he's
he's secret acting weapon when it comes to our videos for sure.
He's the Daniel Day-Lewis of the Foo Fighters
for sure.
It's pretty amazing.
He becomes the role.
Taylor, I read, this just amazes me, that after all your success, you could drive anything you want, but you still drive the same automobile you had in high school. A
cheap.
Toyota 4Runner, what, 86?
My wife spends all my money.
That's
she
great.
doles out $100 a week.
How many
to me.
miles you got on that Toyota?
Like 220,000 miles. On it. I mean, that's not my main car. And
I know what your main car is, 2005 Subaru Baja,
stalking
which is
you.
cool.
How'd you know that?
Not many people still drive those.
They're hard to find. Yeah, I don't know. I like trucks. I mean, this is gonna get really boring and stupid,
I like
but
trucks too.
I like trucks, and I like lower trucks, not lowered trucks, but I like them kind of low, and they don't really make them anymore.
Like El Camino, kind of like.
Kind of, yeah.
Disappeared.
And I heard they were
quick.
gonna make
really?
it. I heard they were gonna make the El Camino.
I think
again,
I
too.
heard that too. Is coming back.
Where-
Yeah, but it'll look
Damn.
like a Taurus. There's
Yeah,
no way
yeah.
it's gonna look like. You know what I mean? It's like it can't.
It's gonna be
They'll
electric.
just take
It's
all
not
the
gonna be
lines
the same.
out of it. It'll be some like
It's a hybrid.
Look like a tampon applicator. They all do. They can't make an old car again.
No,
They did like the Beetle. They tried with that and completely failed.
Totally.
Yeah. I had a nice car once, and everyone made fun of me, so I got rid of it.
Which one was that?
It was the one Pat has now. It's the total.
Well, first of all, it was a 2-seater, and you just had a kid.
Well, it was my point of saying. I don't think I should be driving.
I think you're driving the kid
You
around.
seen me drive?
Dave, on the other hand, correct me if I'm wrong, $140,000 Tesla.
I do.
How
I
cool
have
is
one of
that?
those Teslas.
And it's dead pretty much every time he comes home.
You know that guy, like you have a friend that never charges his phone. Like it's always on 6%, and you plug it in for 4 minutes, and then it's on 11%, and then you use it, and then it's on 2%, and then you plug it in for 7 minutes, and it's like that's me with the Tesla. So it's like, and I don't really. That's the worst thing about having a car that you have to charge, like it's a cell phone, is that I'm like, God, I have to. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. You know, like you looking at your battery everywhere you go, like I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. So I bought a truck.
Oh, there we go. Look.
A Toyota?
Yeah, I said,
Toyota.
Tundra?
Yay.
Tacoma.
All right, that's sweet though. Just see my Toyota Tundra outside. It says
No.
Frank's Tundra on the side of it. You can't miss it. It's wrapped. It says hashtag Frank's Tundra.
I'm gonna get a big Malort laminate and just put that on the side of mine.
You know, we have a connection. Your truck is made in my hometown in Indiana, southern Indiana.
Hey, wow.
We're like connected now.
But Toyotas
man.
That's totally cool, man.
Toyotas are made
Maybe
in
it's
Indiana.
better just to listen to
Yeah.
the show. I don't know.
First in Indiana.
Yeah, don't actually
I
come
thought
in.
they were
being on
Japanese
it.
cars.
Yeah.
Like with
Oh,
real
they
people.
were. Only Japanese people live in Princeton, Indiana. That's how it works out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
a
really
Japanese
think
car.
so. Think so.
We got Dave Grohl, Taylor Hawkins with us for Cal Jam 18's coming up. It's going to be Friday, October 5th, Saturday, October 6th. So get your tickets, caljamfest.com. Okay, final 3 questions. The answers are Dave Grohl or Taylor Hawkins. Who is the smartest?
Dave Grohl.
He's right.
Okay. Who is the most adventurous in bed?
Taylor Hawkins. No question.
What, because of the other night thing?
Yeah.
That was
Quiet. Next question.
Okay. And
can't handle
final
the
question. Who is least likely to be the victim of a pyramid scheme?
Least likely to be the victim of a pyramid scheme.
They still have those.
Yeah. Isn't that some Herbalife crap? I don't know.
Amway, right? It's
Something like that.
Amway. So I'll say.
I feel like both of us would get suckered into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming by. The door is always open. You know
Thank
that.
you very
So
much.
come by. Cal Jam 18, get your tickets. caljamfest.com. We're going to be right back. We're Frosty, Heidi, and Frank.